Welcome to In the Green Room. I'm Kinga.
And I'm Chad.
I'm Emily.
I'm Joyce.
And I'm Jefferson.
And what are we talking about today?
We're talking about real estate.
And remodeling.
And in a sustainable way.
Absolutely.
Unless a customer doesn't want it, but hopefully we're getting people to do that more, right?
Sellers appreciate the concept of remodeling because it helps them get a better price for their home.
There we go. So can you both, or all of you, Emily, Joyce, Jefferson, can you introduce yourselves and tell us each your background? We'll start with Emily.
Okay. My name is Emily Cunnington, and I am with Restline Sotheby's International Realty. I have a background in marketing, and I am now in real estate.
Cheers. Cheers
Cheers.
to that. Cheers. Cheers. Our wine guy didn't bring the glasses today.
You can eat that plastic. It's
Yes.
good enough. All good. So, hi there. I'm Joyce Lynch. I am also with Restline Sotheby's International Realty, and Emily and I work together. I'm an attorney by trade. I have been licensed in 3 different states. Never Arizona, so I don't practice law now, but I've been in real estate law for years and years. I've done development work in Hawaii and here in Desert Mountain in Arizona and in Mirabel in Arizona, and now I sell residential real estate.
And you're also best friends with my best friend, Renee.
That's right. I've known
Katina.
Renee for years, and that's how we met today.
And it's exciting because we've been talking about as all meeting. And then Jefferson,
Yep,
you tell your background, please.
I'm Jefferson Berkeley. I run a business called Respace Designs, and we started here in the Valley in 2008 during the market crash, where we were just thrown into remodels basically because people got foreclosed on, they stole things out of the house, and we had to basically bring them back up to speed to be sellable. And so we worked very closely with Wells Fargo, who did a program called the 203K loan. So we made our mark there and then just exponentially grew. We don't do any advertising really. We work strictly by word of mouth, and we've been busy and on a wait list since 2008.
Good business.
Wow.
I'm kind of a money horse, so I'll go anywhere. I've done homes in Arkansas, in Miami, in Houston, in Atlanta, in New York, upstate. Really glamorous places. I'm just kidding. But no, but I have, yeah. Ozark, Arkansas was probably my most hickish place.
But it sounds
But it was
interesting.
absolutely amazing. And there's a lot of money there. Who knew Sam Walton lived there?
Well, and
Wow.
we are friends through our friend Allie and
Yeah.
Pedro. And you'd be at all their parties, and I've been to some homes that he's done some remodeling, and for years she's been saying, you got to get Jefferson on your show. And it's finally
So
happening.
what do you think caused that exponential growth in your success? Is it the quality of the remodel? Is it that you do it in a more sustainable, efficient way?
You know, it
Combination of them?
Well-
Just because you're friendly? Or
I think it was a multitude of reasons, and the reason our name is so important is Respace. It's repurpose, recycle, reuse. So I think that probably was one of the reasons that we grew so fast, because there was a thing back in the, that started a while ago, LEED certification. So we were probably one of the first residential companies to kind of incorporate a lot of those LEED practices. But
Yay.
basically getting homes under existing roof line and making them make more sense for our clients was really saved them a ton of money, and we were able to also get the project completed a lot more timely. So less, again, energy being used.
And more cost effective.
And more cost effective, absolutely.
So that's how you're saving the planet.
and less
Absolutely.
materials
Trying.
used,
Less
so
materials. And there,
more
there-
sustainable from that.
Right, and there's
aspect.
so many homes in Paradise Valley, Scottsdale, Phoenix area, nice big homes, but they have, as Jefferson knows, Emily knows, we have large dining rooms, living rooms, family rooms, rooms that nobody uses anymore. So to repurpose a home under the existing roof is really important, because how many people use a formal dining room except for Thanksgiving dinner?
I do.
And so
We use one all the
Okay.
time.
All right. Well,
Keep
you're one of the
going.
few. You're one of the few. Most people just don't use it. They
Mhm.
have Aunt Alice's dining room table.
It's funny you chimed
Yeah.
in because I had to force us
Yeah.
to actually sit at the dining room table. She was trying to sit at
There
the
we go.
kitchen. I was like,
Well,
Okay, you got
that's true in the very beginning. 'cause
Yeah.
I thought the
yeah,
room
so
was
it's
too
funny
nice.
you chimed in
the
like you
table's too
use
nice.
a dining room table all the time.
But I
Because
think
you
it's
kind of-
important to understand too your home, because
Yes.
if you use your dining room, it's because it's useful. When I
Mhm.
had my last house in the suburbs was 5,000 square feet, and nice size home, but I had a breakfast nook. I had a eat-in kitchen. I had a formal dining room. I had a family room, great room, living room. So we never ate in the dining room until I turned my breakfast nook into a coffee wine bar, because then we had to move that dining table out of that area and then forced us to use the dining room every day after that, because now I had wine and coffee in that area. So I think it just depends on how you utilize your space. So if you are using your dining room, it means that there's something that you're not using now in place of, and it's repurposed to
Well,
do something
I was
else.
cooking at Chet's house. We're talking about Chet's house.
Oh, okay.
I was cooking at Chet's house, and it's true. There's 2 dining rooms. I think there's 2. There's one off the kitchen, that's
No,
more
it's a
in the
kitchen
kitchen.
table.
Okay, well, it's a kitchen table, but it's a nice
It's not
big
a dining room.
It's
And that's where
it's
you
just-
eat all the time.
But it was closer for me to serve
So
the
for
food.
the sake of their
And-
argument,
and-
we
and-
could repurpose the dining.
You could.
No, I actually eat in there all the time, but she just doesn't. I eat in there alone.
So when I was cooking and I was serving, it was a big group. I wanted to do it closer, so it was faster for me and I could see everybody. I wouldn't disappear because there's like what do you call those?
Okay, why are you talking?
What do you
Why
call
are you
those doors?
talking about when
Public
you're?
entry.
Why are you talking
Yes.
about when you're at my house? Where do you eat when you're at your house, where you spend 99%?
If I'm
of your
not
life?
cooking for you, I eat out now. Now that I'm
So you
now that
really
I'm
could
single.
repurpose your dining room.
See?
Is what we're getting
That's
to.
true. Okay, there you go.
So
There
you
go.
never use your dining room.
If I'm cooking for the family, which I do, I love to do. We do it at Chet's house, and my house. I just basically relax.
So you should
there.
repurpose your dining room. Is what we're getting to.
There you go.
Turn
Well,
it-
the use for it
But
somewhere.
what do we need to repurpose it to?
She should make it as a bar because you actually.
Okay.
Cheers.
I was going to suggest.
You actually drink at your house, but you never eat there.
I was going to suggest a craft room, but okay.
Very funny, Chet.
I don't know necessarily that I would turn it in. I think a bar is the best.
If that's what's going to be used, then repurpose into a bar.
Well, there's a huge wine cellar or a wine closet. What do you call that if it's just?
It's wine storage. You can't enter it.
It's just glass and then these metal things that hold the wine.
Okay, so
And
you
it's
don't walk
a
rack,
into it.
yeah.
No, but it's really pretty.
It's a
No,
wine
it's like
rack.
an art piece.
It is like
yeah.
an art piece.
Yeah.
It's
Beautiful.
kind of like what they have at Mountain Shadows.
Yeah.
You can see it in all
You can
those.
see everything.
It's an
concepts.
elegant wine rack, but
It
it's
is.
not a entering.
Well, it was
room.
it was expensive, but yeah, it's
Well,
more
of
than a wine
course,
rack.
yeah, because there's artisans that actually make it, and then
Yes.
and really the angles that those have to be placed at for optimal storage, so your corks don't dry out and things like that is truly important.
And it has that cooling system that
Oh, it
cools it
oh,
and all
wow,
that.
okay.
Yes, and it has really cool lighting, trick lighting, where it changes colors,
Nice.
and it's pretty fancy.
Okay.
I mean, really, my place is probably it should be on
And that's
Chris.
at Chet's or at your house?
At my place.
At your house, okay.
Yes, yes.
You're just trying to brag about your wine rack.
Hey, you know what?
Keep going. You're clearly
So back
excited
to
about
the
it.
market.
How many bottles? No.
It can have 400,
Oh my
425 or 450. I can't remember
Okay.
bottles. hmm
Very cool.
So, and
All right.
that's why we do a lot of wine shows, and I get
I
a lot
know
of
where we're going.
I get a
now.
lot of free wine. But let's go back to, does a wine cellar or a wine rack, like what we're talking about, does that increase the value of a home? Do people want that?
You know, if a house doesn't have it,
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't put it in order to sell it. There's no need, because if somebody
Mhm.
really wants it that
They can
badly,
put it in.
they'll put it in themselves. If it
Mhm.
already has a wine cellar or wine rack or wine area, then we have to make sure that it's working properly. But if it doesn't have one, it's not worth putting in.
It's at the end of the world.
Right. It's just fine not to have one. If somebody really wants one, they'll figure it out. So Emily and I just did a remodel, which was
Emily.
finished.
And it's
which
a-
was finished. Yeah.
Oh, I was going to say it's a gamble to just try to do it to add value to the property, because what if your next buyers are going to be Mormons or something that are never going to use that?
Some people just don't drink wine.
Yeah.
Some people don't drink at all.
Yeah.
So
That
you know,
that's a good point.
there's-
I didn't
there's
think of
no
that.
point.
That's
Yeah,
true.
Yeah.
so you would only want to put it in if you're going to use it and you want it.
Although I have some Mormon friends that all drink.
They call them Jack.
They love being exposed.
I'm not saying a last name. But
I
Jerry's
was
one of
married
them.
to a Mormon, so.
Yeah.
And did he drink?
Yeah, absolutely. I would actually, when I would introduce him, I would say, "Oh yeah, my husband used to be a Mormon," and
No wonder he's an ex.
no.
No wonder.
We're actually
I mean-
still really, really close. So
I'm not quite sure why.
We love Mormons. I have a lot of Mormon friends. I don't want to scratch that out. But we
no,
wanna
of course
say-
not. Yeah.
Yeah.
We love Mormons.
I don't know. I love caffeine more, though. I don't know. I'm kidding.
So back
We're
to
joking.
homes and marketing. Emily, what do you find gives you the most bang for the buck if somebody's going to take their home and remodel it to resell it, where do you think people need to put the money? And that's a question for Jefferson and Joyce.
The kitchen, primary bedroom, and the primary bathroom, I would say, are the top three.
Okay, kitchen, primary bathroom,
And primary bathroom.
okay,
Absolutely.
and bedroom, okay.
Yeah, and I think even down to the appliances that you choose for the kitchen, and you really, I mean, it's also very key and important that you don't overbuild for where your home is at. So I do a lot of spec builds that my company, we buy and sell our own product, and we focus on Arcadia, Biltmore, Windsor Square, a lot of historic areas. But depending on the location, really kind of warrants what you're putting into it and how much you're putting into it. So just like you said, we wouldn't necessarily put in a wine storage that you walk into in Windsor Square, but maybe you would make room for an under-counter wine refrigerator / beverage center underneath the kitchen island.
And that makes sense.
And that makes sense because it's multi-use.
Yeah.
So you're not pigeoning it into just strictly wine. So beverage centers are always a great alternative, just if you don't know whether or not somebody's going to be a drinker or not. So, or drawer refrigeration, you know, but the minimum I usually now, like when I tell clients we're redoing your kitchen, is I'm usually about 65 average on appliances. And that's pretty much across
Wait, 65
1,000.
for putting in appliances?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
It can be. It depends on what you want. If you
Yeah.
want, if you want a beautiful stove with gas and
Like a Viking? Is Viking still?
well,
It's a brand. It's not my go-to.
if you
What's your
want
favorite?
If you want an ASCO dishwasher, you can get different priced ASCOs. You can get $1,000, $2,000, $3,000.
Yeah.
So it just depends on really what you want to do.
Yeah.
Okay, on that note of appliances, I was watching a morning show recently, and the anchor was talking about how she bought a eco-friendly dishwasher, and she felt that it wasn't cleaning her dishes, so she had to repeat the cycle. And I find the same thing. So in some ways, some of these eco appliances are not as good. When I bought a stackable washer and dryer that does all this eco stuff. And I do
Nowadays,
have,
they have a lot of appliances that have both settings.
Okay.
well, no, but I have to
But-
rewash things.
Yeah,
Just
but-
like she was saying.
All right,
How do you feel about
Just
that?
don't use the
I
eco
have
setting
something
then.
that people don't understand, and I'm going to give a really valuable tip. So, do you pre-rinse your dishes before you put them in the dishwasher?
That's a good question. Yes, I do.
Okay,
Yes.
that's your problem.
Oh.
Because what the environment has happened with the Environmental Protection Agency is they've taken out the phosphates in all the detergents for dishwashers. So they've replaced them with enzymes to clean the dishes. So if you are taking the food away that the enzymes are supposed to eat to clean your dishes, rinsing them, that's why you're having to run your dishwasher a couple times. So do not rinse your dishes, put them in dirty. Just scrape them off into the trash can, but put them in dirty, sauces everything. Put your pack in, whatever it does, run the cycle, and I guarantee you, your dishes
Makes
will
it
come
easy.
out clean.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes it very easy. Do you agree with this?
You know what? I don't know enough
You're a
about
rinser.
it. Yes, I'm guilty of rinsing dishes. Okay, fine. Thank you, Jefferson. I'll never rinse a dish
Yeah,
again.
no, you really should, because that really defeats the purpose. And
Yeah.
then again, you're wasting water. So
Right.
one of my favorite dishwashers, I like Fisher-Paykel's. And people either love or hate them because they're the dish drawers. I like them because living by myself, I can run just the one top drawer or the bottom drawer, whichever one I want to. So I don't have to run a full load. I know
That's smart. That's
a
saving.
lot of full dishwashers have half load, configurations or whatever. You can just do the top rack or whatever. But I just love the drawer. And again, I use it correctly. I don't rinse my dishes. I put it in. I put the suggested amount of detergent in that you're supposed to. But that is literally what has happened. Is those phosphates have been replaced by enzymes, and that's what you need to clean the dishes. So don't take away the food that the enzyme needs to clean the dishes.
So I love that tip for when I do dishes.
Yeah.
But I was talking about washing my clothes because I have only been eating out since I got a divorce.
Oh, I
But-
just found there's a new sheet, okay, for sustainability. So everybody has, you know, the liquid detergents, right? It's the big one, and you buy them at Costco, and it's the big container. Well, you throw that container away because you don't, you know, refill it. There's a new one, I believe it's called EcoPure, and they're basically like dryer sheets, but it's a washer sheet.
I've seen those.
Really?
I've
And
never
it
used it.
comes in
Interesting.
flat pack and very minimal packaging. You take the sheet out, you throw it directly into the bin or
With the-
the
with the
drum
clothes?
with the clothes, turn it on, and that will suds, and it will also dissolve.
Really?
Yes.
What?
And
I've
then,
never heard of this.
Yeah, and then so you don't have to throw it away.
You've seen it too?
I've seen it. I've never used it though.
Okay.
Yeah,
I still
I
go to
haven't
Costco
used
with the
it.
big
One
Tide
of
Okay.
my house guests came over and said that that's what they use now. So I've ordered it. It just hasn't come yet. But he's like, yeah, he goes, and all my clothes are clean. It's perfect, and he goes, it's so much better. And I'm like, okay, well, we'll try it.
Worth a try.
Yeah.
Do you know who you look like? You look like the lady from Brady Bunch, the mother.
Oh,
Oh,
Okay.
Florence Henderson. Yeah.
Has
That's a
anybody
new
ever said
reference.
that?
Definitely see that. Well, we also
I-
said that she looks like, I don't remember. I know somebody said Rachel McAdams, but it's,
And you look like Rachel McAdams. I've been staring at both of you
Right,
going,
okay.
Rachel McAdams, Florence Henderson. Oh my gosh, okay. So back to what we're talking
we're
about.
incognito. We're really very famous.
I think it says she smiles like Rachel McAdams. I don't
Maybe
think she
that's what it
looks like Rachel McAdams. Her smile's similar.
So like if you go like this, can you go like this?
No. It's not that her smile looks the
Like
same.
her
It's like the
eyes?
style of how she smiles. It's
Yeah,
hard to
that might be
describe.
how it is.
But it's more of like a mannerisms thing than a look, in my opinion.
Well, and I think it's your cheeks.
Possibly. Yeah.
So I think we really have two celebrities here, and they're incognito.
Emily, don't tell me.
That's what I think is happening here.
So,
So back to this, when we're trying to resell, you know, if we're going to resell our places and we're going to repurpose and we're going to try to, you know, be more eco-friendly, what do you guys think about thick grass? These,
I know it's.
I'm not sure if I love it.
No, you know what?
I really don't like it, actually.
You know, I've gone through love, hate. Right now, this is the way I feel. Arizona and California, we have the great option of doing desert landscaping.
Mhm.
I prefer desert landscaping and xeriscape to fake grass.
I do too.
I just do. I think it looks nicer. It doesn't look plastic. I know Jefferson uses really nice, good fake grass.
That
or
looks
whatever
real.
we call it, that
Does
looks
look
real,
real.
which is great. I also have seen homes where you can smell it because
You can smell it.
You can smell it
When
and
it's hot,
a-
you can smell the
yes,
fake grass.
It smells plasticky. It smells
There's an odor that's
Yes.
really bad.
so not often.
But it's also not good for what the animals and the environment.
And
dogs.
also, once it breaks down, then that's a bunch of just like plastic and material waste too. Which like a lot of that stuff is durable, but it's still gonna have an expiration date at some point. So grass is like a renewable resource, but all that fake grass at one point is going to be
Going to the
landfill
landfill.
waste. Yeah.
True.
So
Yeah, in my opinion, it's like it's two sides of the coin. So
like the,
Right.
the fake grass is basically more sustainable in the short term, but if you look at the long picture of all that stuff eventually going to landfills, real grass is actually more sustainable long term.
Well, look at it this way. Imagine if all of Arizona, let's say you went to Arcadia area and every one of those lawns was fake grass. That'd be
So it'd be a lot
weird.
of exactly.
It'd be
Yeah.
weird.
So analyze the statement I just made. Exactly, it'd be a lot of water saving in the short
Mhm.
term,
Mhm.
but then once all that fake grass goes to the landfill, then we're paying that price further down the road.
But what about
So-
the ecosystem of all the animals it might kill because they're eating?
That's
you know,
another
some of the
point,
fake
yes.
grass?
the rabbits eat the fake
Yeah.
grass, which
Right.
is plastic. So is it
Yeah.
good for them? No.
Well, no, and there's other animals besides rabbits too that rely on the grass. So you're right. There's a lot of
Negative repercussions.
Yeah.
With
Side
fake grass.
effects.
Yeah, side effects. Yes.
I think it's almost a moderation thing. So just like key to a lot is moderation. So
Mhm.
if you're not utilizing it a lot. So for me, I had real grass around my pool. I had travertine coping, but then real grass up to it. So it was a lot cooler rather than doing concrete and cool decking. I thought about changing it to fake grass because it was such a small area. And I could have done it. It would have looked better because I have my dogs and they were burning my real grass. But I ended up selling that house anyway before I had to do it. So it's fine. But I did spec it out. And
Mhm.
again, it wasn't that much of a pieces to use for that. I think it would have been okay. But again, it's like, I think moderation. You don't want to do a completely vast front yard where it's like thousands. Of
You know that
square
woman
feet.
where everything's fake on her, like the lashes are
Oh,
fake
yeah.
and the boobs are fake.
Oh,
and
even
everything's
men
fake.
now.
It's the same thing,
Yeah.
right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, is that hair real? What, you know, to me, it's a whole fake thing. I don't like it.
Yeah.
How do you feel, Emily?
I don't mind the fake girls if it's done tastefully though.
If it's like- yeah,
It's
Oh,
good.
why did you have to
It's
relate it
good.
to people? It could be like a percentage of our listeners that you just roasted.
Well, it's how I feel.
The fake like lips
I don't want
are
a guy
really
with-
popular right
I don't
now.
want a guy with a toupee. You know, if you don't have any hair, I want you bald. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want a guy with a butt implant.
Wait, is your hair naturally blonde?
I don't know what it goes.
Is your hair, wait, is your hair naturally blonde?
Well, once you have a
Oh
little,
wait,
gra-
did you
once
dye
you get
it?
a gray, then you can.
Oh, did
actually
you
dye.
change? Or wait, did you change something?
That has changed.
Yeah,
That's a good point.
so not so
That's
judgmental
good.
about it
That's
now.
good.
A
That's
little
good.
bit of change to improve is fine.
Yes, thank you, thank you.
Always.
Hello.
And your hair looks beautiful.
Thank you.
I like the color of your hair.
Well, I think people that want to get plastic surgery, if it's gonna make like a life changing difference in their
I
confidence,
agree.
I encourage that. I don't
agree, like,
think we should throw shade at that. Yeah.
You're smart. That's a good
At the
idea.
end of the
Okay,
day,
that's true.
everything in life is a product. And at the end of the day, we're
Mm-hmm.
all selling a product, and we're selling ourselves. We're
That's
selling a
true.
home. We're selling. So if we're selling
true.
ourselves,
Mhm.
why wouldn't we have the best presentation we possibly can?
Because sometimes it turns out badly.
It does,
That's why.
but I
Well, yeah,
think-
and also for some people,
Really
like
awful. If it was
I knew
good,
this girl
it's
that like needed
It's
something
bad.
done for a while, like on her face, and she finally got it done. She looked so much better,
yeah.
and you can tell, like,
Who
okay,
is
she
it?
need.
Who? I'm just kidding.
You're the best.
I didn't even give any
I'm kidding, I
details.
know.
I
Of
knew
course
she
you
would go
would.
down this road, but
I was
yeah.
trying to
So
throw
it's
some
like
humor.
obviously for her, she was self conscious about it, and then getting it fixed. It was probably a life changing thing for her. So I think that's great.
And it's good that it turned out well. What if it had
Yeah.
turned out really badly? How many
Mhm.
people do you know who've had something done or had redone a home
That turns out bad.
that turns out badly?
Yeah.
Whether it's a
Right.
person or a home.
That's
good
why you should
grief.
just call Respace.
But I'm
That's right.
exactly.
Yeah.
But I'm not talking about like somebody that does a little bit here and there that looks natural. I'm talking about the fake stuff that looks super fake, like the fake grass.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
I'm not going to say her name, but I have a friend she's tastefully done some stuff and it looks good, and I'm all for that. But if you look super fake, I don't like it.
Well,
Okay,
it's
fair
like
enough.
my mother always say. My mother has two sayings: "Beauty is pain." So brushing out long tangled hair, it's gonna hurt, but you got to do it because it's painful. And then there's no such thing as an ugly person, just a poor one. And I think that's
Okay.
true.
That's
No
right.
such thing as an
That's right.
ugly house, just a house that hasn't been updated properly.
That's right.
Right.
But there you go, because you can change it.
Because you can change it.
You can improve it.
So
Love it.
so leading back to what Emily and I just did, we just took a listing
Mhm.
about 2 months ago, and listing 2 months ago had a 16-inch step down in the living room. We had that filled in. We added wooden flooring to all of it. Jefferson,
Yeah.
you were very proud. You've seen the house.
We saw it
Well,
just
yeah,
before
that's
this. I
right.
love it.
Paradise Valley on 63rd Place. It was painted a funky color brown. We cleaned that up and made it all white. We added landscaping. We added all sorts of wood floors.
It looks
We
stunning.
added, thank you. It was a great job. So it just went on the market, and
What's the
Yeah.
address of it?
it's on 63rd Place in Paradise Valley.
DoubleTree
Okay.
and Inver Garden.
Doubletree and
You know-
Inver.
you know
How
one
big?
thing-
Oh, sorry.
No, the one thing I loved about that house
I
is,
loved it.
is that
It's a good home.
It's a great
it's
home.
great foundation, great bones, and it has enough left to do for the person that wants to make it their own.
Right.
To make
the
it
primary
personal.
bathroom
Yes.
could
Yeah.
be redone. We have a few things left to
Yeah.
redo if you want.
And if you want, if
It really
not,
doesn't need it,
it's
though.
completely move-in ready.
Yep.
It's absolutely move-in ready.
And at $555 a square foot is the best value in Paradise Valley.
Oh yeah,
It
that's
is.
It
And-
is.
and-
It's awesome value.
Joyce, how do people
Amazing.
find you? And Emily, how do people get you?
Okay, Russ Lyon Sotheby's, Joyce Lynch, Emily Cunnington, 602-722-1668, and
480-919-3150.
we'll sell, we'll buy, we'll do a great job, and we can have Jefferson do a little remodel on the way,
Yeah,
get it all
absolutely.
fixed up and sell it.
100%.
So
And it's important for people to know that you are not just your average realtor. You are concierge.
Emily and I do what we call concierge realty.
Do you know what that is, Chad?
No, they're about to tell us.
Okay.
You're going to know whether you like it or not. So here we go. So Emily and I will work with a buyer or a seller, and we'll have fun. We'll have a really good time. We'll be your immediate best friends. We will get you root canal if you need a root canal, God forbid. We'll get you a remodel of your home. We will We will, if you need your diamond ring reset, we'll figure that out. We'll find you a home. We'll get it painted. We'll go there for, after you buy a home, we'll sit and we'll wait for APS to come and turn the electricity on. We'll do whatever needs to be done so you are happy with the home you're buying through us. We'll never sell you a home we can't resell. And we'll never let you,
Love that.
and we'll never, we'll never do anything that's wrong.
So
I
I have a
love
tooth
that.
that hurts. I should buy a home from you.
That's right. And
Because I don't have a dentist right now. He's retired.
That's right. So I'll find you the dentist if you buy a home through me.
I need a
Absolutely.
facelift.
You know,
I'm
I can
gonna
find
call
you one
Joy.
of those.
She's
Absolutely.
gonna find me the best plastic surgeon.
But you
in
don't need a
Scottsdale.
facelift. You're handsome as you are. You don't need.
You
one
don't
at
need a
all.
facelift.
No.
What are you talking about?
My ex was telling me that I needed to get it done. And it's
Okay,
What?
no, he's an ex.
Hence why he's
There's
an
a
ex.
reason.
Yeah.
Well, you
So-
called
Wait
him,
a minute.
You called him a moron.
No, that's not. No, that's the other
That's
one.
a different ex.
Yeah,
Okay,
different
fine.
ex.
Was he much
Okay.
younger than you?
He was 50. I'm 57. So. He
Oh,
was
wow, you say
7
your age
years-
out loud.
Yeah, I don't care. He's 7 years younger than me. So, but he's had way more work done than me. And yeah, one day he came
I
home.
definitely would have guessed 40s, so that's impressive.
Oh, thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate it. He came home one day and he literally had so much Radiesse and saline pumped into his face and his red. He looked like Jocelyn. You know that
Yes,
Catwoman?
the Catwoman
And
from New
it
York City.
literally
She has a leopard.
scared me and my mom. She just looks like, oh my God, what happened? And then it dissipated over the next couple of days. But it was just.
Ironically, and don't say who it was, but we were at a party together, and it was a Botox party.
It was.
Don't say
I
whose
won't.
house.
No.
And don't say who was there.
Yeah.
And everybody was getting it done, boom, 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 getting it done, and everybody looked good, and nobody looked fake.
No.
Everybody looked great, but I didn't do it. I don't know.
I didn't
I got
either.
cold feet.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to save money on my face.
Why would you
And
want
I-
to share needles with anything?
Nobody
No,
did.
nobody shared needles.
It was,
It was-
we were at a mansion. It was a beautiful
a
place.
spa party, and
It
it
was,
was
it was.
lovely. It really
was lovely.
I think I would have got my nails done. I think I would have passed on the.
Yeah.
But it was only like $100 to get Botox, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to save money on my face. I didn't do it. But the
Well,
party was
I
amazing.
do believe the host was very generous, and I do believe the host kind of subsidized. some
Oh,
of
did
those
she?
things. I think so.
Yeah,
Because,
she must have.
yeah, because
She
you
must
couldn't
have.
have had that done. I mean,
There's
I'll,
no way.
I'll admit I do a little bit of maintenance.
Yes.
I haven't gone under the knife, but I'll do maintenance, and I wish I could spend just $100.
Well, we had
so.
Candace Stewart on the show, and I trust her, and she's a nurse practitioner, and she has, it's called Stella Capri Wellness, and she's done my Botox, and I would recommend her to anybody.
Yeah.
She's very knowledgeable. She speaks all over the world about many different health issues.
One question I have is how high of a priority is it to get rid of carpet in bathrooms? I would think it's
Oh.
really high.
Oh,
'cause
that's
it looks
way
bad.
up there.
That's a
way
great
there.
question.
It's
Wow.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, in regards to remodeling my house, you made me prioritize doing the pool deck instead of that. But like the next thing
That's
I want to do is
that's a
take
good
the
idea.
carpet out of
You
those
have
two
carpet
bathrooms
in your bathroom?
into the bathrooms.
Okay, I'm coming over tomorrow.
No,
No, I'm coming over tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, no,
Emily and I
and
will
so
be-
Yeah.
it's basically an investment house
Take
with
it out
like a
yourself.
few people, and they vetoed me in like redoing the pool deck first, which didn't need to be done at all. Like it does look better now, but I was like, the carpet in the bathroom should be the first thing.
Are you living in this house
Yes.
in the interim?
Yes.
Okay, so you're gonna stay in it for how long?
Indefinite period.
Okay, but
We're basically making it better so it's more valuable if we resell it down the road, but
Yeah.
also so it's better for us. But I was like, basically 3 of the bathrooms are unusable right now because there's carpet in them. So,
But the carpet looks perfect. It's like it's never been. I don't want to say.
but
how
carpet in the
square
bathroom
footage,
is just
but
like
it's
a
an
no.
enormous
It's
house.
a no.
It's
They
extravagant.
all shook their
No,
heads yes.
yeah.
No, I
Everybody
agree.
agreed.
I agree.
Okay, but you can't just take carpet out of the bathroom with the bathroom floor, which is an issue. You take the carpet out, you put tile down. Oh, now you need to change the cabinets. Then you need to change the sinks. You need to change the entire bathroom. So when you're ready
Well, no,
to do
I
an
like
entire
No,
bathroom,
no,
everything
no,
else about
no.
the bathroom.
It's
It's
just
just
the
the
carpet.
carpet.
Everything else
Just the
about this
carpet.
house.
It's
Yes,
only the
yes,
carpet.
yes,
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
like insane that they ever put
Okay.
carpet in these bathrooms because
It
they're
was- it was a
such
thing.
beautiful
It was
bathrooms.
a thing.
No.
Oh, no, yeah, they look amazing.
Every fixture in this
Everything
house
else is good.
Everything
is
else is
thousands
perfect.
and thousands.
It's so
one of a
confusing that they
kind.
put carpet because it's also not even that old. It was
Well,
built in like 2000 or something.
you know what
Okay,
maybe
that's
could
odd.
be.
Yeah,
maybe
it's
the
bizarre.
Floor underneath could have some issues as far as cracking and things, and it was cheaper to do carpet.
No,
than-
it's the most expensive
than-
carpet. It's really nice carpet, and it's not stained or anything.
Oh, okay.
It's great
And then
carpet.
sublet.
But there's
So-
just so many bathrooms in the house. I don't want to say how many bathrooms because it sounds crazy, but there's a lot of bathrooms, and these bathrooms were not used. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
But no, they're it's 3 of the bedroom bathrooms. So they're
Well, there's
it's
11
crucial.
bathrooms.
It's crucial bathrooms that have
That's
showers.
That's a lot of bathrooms. You go one that
Yeah.
But the three that have
Yeah.
carpet in them are crucial bathrooms for bedrooms. So it's
Okay,
like a major necessity. We should start like next
Yeah,
week.
let's change that.
Yeah.
Next week, actually.
I just
tomorrow.
wanted
No, we
to
can
have
do
this
a show about
conversation
this.
with
Great.
evidence of people arguing on my behalf.
No,
Oh,
we
yeah.
should. We should definitely.
Yeah, so this
No,
is
and
great.
like-
Get it done.
I mean, even
And so they're basically been like in charge of the remodels because I've been traveling more for like music and stuff. And so I come back and they're like, "Oh,
Deep
we're
Cheddar
doing
music. Deep
we're
Cheddar
doing
music.
this or doing that instead." I was like, "Why not the carpet in the bathroom?" So
I wouldn't even. I don't even when I do carpet or when I do bathrooms, I don't even put carpet mats down. I put down teak mats because I don't like anything getting sopped up into.
The people trip over the
and getting
Yeah,
soggy every day, it's just
yeah.
gross.
But in
And
general,
that's-
But for
Some people
me,
do.
that's
For
just
you.
me. Like, because
It
I
looks
know
nicer.
it looks nicer. It looks
It
and
does.
it softens up, a bathroom too because it brings a little bit of wood element.
But let's talk about the shower
Well,
that Chet is
well-
showering in doesn't have carpet, and it's like 1,000
Wait,
square
no,
foot
wait, no,
bathroom.
no,
Okay, well, that's-
the shower
So-
for my
But when
my
his friends
bedroom.
stay is what he's saying.
No, the shower for
Oh.
my bathroom is carpet right now. That's why this
Oh,
is
okay.
so annoying. Every
Oh, so
time I
it's-
shower, I have to go to the opposite wing to go fucking shower.
Oh
So-
wow.
No, yeah.
You feel strongly about
Oh,
this.
oh.
I think it's really time to change out that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
All right.
it's so
Let's
overdue.
just choose a tile and get
It's so
it
overdue.
done.
Yeah.
What's the flooring adjacent to that?
Well, the bedroom and like studio right next to it are both carpet that I like. So I would just want to do like a tile that matches the like light.
You want to do a border transition between the doorway and the entryway in and the carpet. So you
I
can
love it.
But the
carpet.
what type of stone is that? That's like all throughout the first floor.
Well, there's
Not
marble.
the light color.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I just want that exact
Marble.
same color.
You can match
Yeah,
it
so
with
it
the
match the
walls.
whole rest of the house. So it's really easy. I know exactly what color I want, exactly where to put it.
The architect
Just
was
need
from
to
London. And,
Coordinate with
and there's
the other
woodworking
investors.
that was also from Italy and London. It's a one of a kind home. It
Okay.
really is. So
And I will give you
Well, let's
credit.
go
The
see it.
pool,
Let's
the
go.
Yeah.
I will give you credit. The pool deck looks great. So
Did you do a coating or did you do re?
It was a
Stone.
whole new
All
stone.
stone.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you
stone.
did
So it
like
looks
a
really
silver
good.
travertine or something.
yes,
Okay, cool.
It's a little bit lighter than I would have picked because when the sun's hitting it, it blinds you.
It's
But
It's very
other
light.
than that, it looks amazing.
And then
Cool.
all the pool was redone with blue tile. It's just gorgeous. It's absolutely
Sounds
gorgeous.
beautiful.
Yeah, but the carpet is now the priority.
So
That's-
you would
that's
recommend.
Okay.
And we're
So
all
on
in
that
agreement
note-
now.
Yeah,
We're-
we're-
So on that
Great.
note, no carpet in bathrooms. Ever.
Yeah.
No carpet bathroom.
Well, it's a mold risk. It's literally it's a huge liability,
Must-
basically.
Yeah.
Well, can't you get really bad mold problems that cost tons of money to fix?
Sure.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. But then also too, if you think about it, I mean, boys aren't the best aim around the toilet area. And if
Oh,
there's
yeah.
carpet around the toilet area, that's just gross. I
I'm
mean,
glad you said that as opposed to.
Actually,
as opposed to-
toilets don't have.
Oh yeah, that's the only good news is
Yeah.
that the toilets are in tiny separated
With
rooms that
stone.
are tile
With
lit.
stone.
Are
okay.
tile, but the area next to the shower in these 3 bathrooms is still carpet.
Probably.
When you're coming out of a shower, you
Yeah.
don't want carpet. That does not make
the
sense.
previous
No, it
owners that
There's-
own the place, they
Had something wrong with their brains.
No,
because
they
they
probably
put
didn't want
carpet in the
something
bathroom.
Oh,
Maybe that, or
could
they
be
didn't
true.
want cold feet when they stepped in
Yes.
the middle of the night
Yes.
to go to the restroom.
Yeah, in Arizona we have
There we
so
go.
many cold floors.
Yes, and I'm sure they had butlers
It's such a
and chauffeurs
problem.
and all that. So
Well,
they
and
had
also
to-
I work out at least once a day, so I shower at least twice a day. So that's why I'm so strict about not using my shower because I don't want to have my carpet get wet. So
Do you
I
shower before you go to the gym?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Is that annoying? He'll
I
be
was
like, he'll be like, we need to work out. And I'm like, okay, like I can go right now. And he's like, I gotta take a shower.
I don't
So I'm
know.
like,
I
what?
guess I just sleep in such a deep coma. I haven't fully woken up until I've showered.
Well, but it's almost like the women who
Put their
would not be
makeup on.
put their makeup on
To
before
go
they
to
go
the
to,
gym.
to go
Yeah.
to the gym. I'm going to a yoga class or I'm going to Pilates. I need to put makeup on. Well, okay, that would not be me.
Oh my god, I go to spin, I put a hat
Well,
on it.
to me, it's just about waking up. For some
yeah.
reason, if the cold water doesn't hit my head, I'm like not as alert as I could be. So, and when I'm going to the gym, I want to be like as high level of focus as possible.
But do you have coffee as well?
I actually drink like yerba and other forms of caffeine.
Okay,
Coffee gives me
caffeine.
a headache for
Okay,
some reason.
caffeine
But
is fine.
Chet is a food snob. Chet, everything
I
he
wouldn't
does.
say that. I just
Yes, he is. He would never eat any fast food.
Okay.
Everything he eats
That's
is
not
organic.
true. Okay, that's not true.
It is true.
I literally
It is true.
Uber Eats In and Out like 2 days ago.
Well, In-N-Out's not really
so-
fast food.
Occasionally he'll do
It's
that.
in, wait 20 minutes, and then you're out. So that's not fast food.
But also when he
But it's
does
really
that,
good, yeah.
it's from like places like, 5-star places that you're like, wow, that's not fast food.
Yeah, but I don't do McDonald's. I can't.
Chet,
even
would
tell
you
when I go
Uber
to
McDonald's? You don't do McDonald's.
If it's the only place open.
Oh, come on.
Maybe.
What's your
hungry,
typical
What would
Uber?
Chad Ochocinco do? He would order the McDonald's.
Who is that?
We've talked about him on the show before. He's the NFL receiver that ate McDonald's every day, and he actually set the record for most consecutive games started in the NFL, which is one of the hardest things you could possibly do. So he was kind of a walking, canceling version of Supersize Me, that you can eat McDonald's every day. And
McDonald's paid him to say that. I'm
No.
sorry. 100%.
Could have.
Yeah.
My
No.
favorite.
So back to real estate and remodeling.
Yeah.
Okay, so we asked you about the fake grass, and we got a lot of answers that were great. Some pro, some con, and that's good because people, if they really want it, they should have it. And then we talked about how do you think about solar?
Solar is great if you can install it and it doesn't cost you more money than it would have cost for electricity. So
Mhm.
Arizona really doesn't do a great job with solar. It's probably the only thing California does better than we do. They have better solar programs in general. I know Jefferson likes solar a lot.
I do.
So-
And well, first of all, my last house was all completely flat roof.
Okay.
And it was mostly single level, so I had a very good amount of footprint. So I did have a net zero because of the amount of panels that I had.
Mhm.
What I will say, choosing the right solar, you should choose it for yourself, and you should look at it with your ROI. When I did the solar, I wasn't really thinking that I was going to resell it, the house. I ended up getting an all cash offer, so too good to pass up. So I took it. But then the client the buyer didn't want that particular brand. They wanted a Tesla brand because they had Tesla cars, and my charger for my electric car was in the garage, and they asked, "Is it Tesla?" And I'm like, "No, it's Siemens. It's not Tesla." And they're like, "Well, then we don't want it." I'm like, "Oh, I'm going to give it to you anyway." So it's coming off the wall when I left because I still have an electric car. But I think look at the ROI, look at the return on the investment.
They must
Make
not have
sure
seen
it
the
makes
video of that
sense.
Tesla that caught fire by Fashion Square. Did you guys
Oh,
see
I
that
saw
video?
that,
Yeah.
yes.
I've seen that.
I did see
It
that.
was wild.
Yes.
They
Is
had
it
to,
the whole
evacuate-
Tesla car?
Yeah. Or actually, it was by Scottsdale Quarter. But yeah, they had to evacuate like 3 city blocks because they thought it was going to blow up. They thought it was like a
Oh,
battery
wow.
fire. Yeah. But long story short, Tesla's kind of stock has fallen a little bit since
I'm not a
then.
Tesla fan, but
Yeah.
I am a fan of.
But I have a lot of friends that are Tesla fans.
Yes.
And
I mean,
so.
I'm an electric car fan.
Mhm.
I'm just not a fan of the styling. I don't want a car. I want something to look, I don't know, different.
I personally
love
think
the
that-
new Hummer.
Electric cars
Yeah.
are going into that same debate that we were talking about earlier of like they're more sustainable in the short term
Mhm.
because they're removing fossil fuels from the air. But long term, how sustainable are they? Because it's so hard to dispose of the batteries and the other parts,
And the batteries are really expensive.
and they don't
Yes.
last as long as a motor will. Like a lot of these electric batteries or engines aren't going to make it to 1,000,000 miles. Like how you see a Toyota with 1,000,000 miles all the time. That's not going to be very common with these electric engines. So,
Absolutely, yeah.
yeah,
That's a
so it's
good
a
point.
very big debate about whether the electric car movement is actually going to be more sustainable in the long term.
That's
Well,
hard.
because disposing of the batteries, that's
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
an issue.
Well,
But
and
can
all
I
these-
say that I think if you state what I do is because I love cars. I'm a car collector. I love cars. I have a Porsche. Chet, you love Porsche. You have a couple Porsches. I feel like I try to stay in my bubble. And like today, how we all jumped in separate cars and we went to go see that house and came back.
Yeah.
Remember, I was like, "Should we carpool?" No, we wanted to carpool with me, but typically,
Emily and I carpooled.
oh, you did?
We did,
Okay,
yes.
We
there
did.
you go.
Yeah.
Here we go. Shoot.
I drove my hybrid over today,
Okay.
so I was partly electric most of the way. So.
But Chet, do I always try to carpool?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, if you stay in your bubble, try not to, oh, that restaurant's so far. If you just stay in your bubble and carpool, that's the best way to be sustainable, I think.
It helps.
Yeah,
I think
it helps. It
I
helps.
think the
There you go.
hybrid technology is probably way more underrated now. I think going completely electric is, all these companies want to be carbon neutral by 2035 or whatever like Honda's saying they did. Toyota has done such an amazing job with hybrid technology.
And Porsche's coming out with a new hybrid, which I'm super excited on.
And
On
it's
the
smart
list.
because I've heard
Yeah.
that some power grids in cities where there's like a really high concentration of the electric cars have been getting kind of put to capacity because there's so many people charging. So as far as like the infrastructure in some of these areas, as they try to have more and more electric cars, some of those people are gonna have to like wait to charge and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's like the big thing, because if you don't buy a car that can at least make 350 miles, which majority of them that are on the market don't hit that mark. But like if you're like me and like to drive to California from Arizona, you know, you have to make a pit stop in Blythe or Quartzsite or whatever, and then you get the superchargers or whatever, and you can get there and you have 20 minutes. But if you're waiting because there's a line 20 deep,
That happened to me.
yeah,
You'd be there for
That happened to me.
hours, yeah.
You've added hours to your trip. Whereas I think if you're just in a hybrid technology car, you don't have to necessarily stop for that.
It's so
electric
much smarter.
charge.
Yeah, you can just gas it up. And
I
then
know.
do it.
I was this close to buying that Hummer truck, but the ones that were available, because I didn't pre-order, were 281 miles. I'm like, no, I need one that over 300. I wouldn't buy it if it was over 300. So I like.
Because that
said
pit
no.
stop is a big deal.
It is.
It
yeah.
is.
And
You
Blythe
know.
and Quartzsite don't have that much going on.
No.
Well, lovely cities, I'm sure, but how many chargers do they have? Not
They're
many.
actually a good amount, but still, it's
You don't want to
people
stay there
are-
for hours.
Yeah, you don't, yeah.
Lovely is a kinder word than I would use.
Yeah. Well, okay.
Okay, so
We just
next
leave it at
topic.
that.
Back to the home, remodeling, selling. How's the market right now in Arizona?
You know, the market is different for certain price points. You know,
What's doing the best?
over $5 million.
Okay.
Over 5,
Okay.
over 6. New builds are going off the market really quickly. You know, people are struggling with the high interest rate, which is kind of funny because 7% is really not that high. Everybody's just been spoiled by 2.8, 2.9, 3.2, 3.5. So we'll likely never see that again. So everybody better get used to higher interest rates. Hopefully down to 6, 5.5 to 6. So the lower priced properties, where people really need a mortgage, they're suffering a little bit. And a lot of people who have a 2.5%, 3% mortgage don't want to sell because where are they going to go?
Absolutely.
You can't get
Oh,
another
that's a
one.
good point.
So the people who would like to sell, but they have a 2.5%, 3% mortgage, they have nowhere to go. So
Because there's nothing on the market.
There's nothing on the mortgage. They can't afford a new mortgage because the new mortgage is 7% and they're selling it to the 3%. So those people will sell when they have somewhere to go. So if they have
And rents are high, correct?
rents are high, rents are coming down a little bit, but people will sell their cheaper homes, you know, the cheaper mortgage homes to buy something in Michigan, Wisconsin, where their daughter lives, their son lives, but they won't necessarily.
And then they can pay cash.
There's probably a dip in rent prices every time the summer hits in Arizona.
Nobody wants to move in August.
People
Although-
feel the
although
heat and they're
that-
like, get me out of here.
Yeah. So,
I don't mind the heat. But no, I think that is absolutely true. I think when you couple the fact of, you know, it sounds such a first world problem is when you don't have to have a mortgage. Those are the price points that aren't suffering, you know. But yeah, you know, it's hard to fathom now that a starter home, especially now in Arizona, what's the median like in the 500 range now?
if you're talking about all areas.
Yeah, it's a median price, 500,000. That was unheard of years ago here. Like, you could get a median price home in Arizona, like, what, 15, 20 years ago? It was like 97.
If anybody even wanted to live
if
here
you
20
wanted
years
to,
ago.
yeah, if you wanted to. But, like, I look at that as, like, yeah, it's like all the homes that we're redoing and speccing out are at least $1.2 million and above. And they are sitting on the market a little bit longer
They are.
because they are in that.
So why is
Do
the
you think-
5 million mark going faster? Why?
They
There-
just explained that
Yeah.
because there's not mortgages on
Well,
those
I understand
houses.
that, but why? Where are we getting all these buyers?
A lot of
Where are they
older
coming
people, Chicago,
Mm.
Seattle,
Oh
New
yes,
York,
Seattle.
Chicago.
Mm.
People are getting older, they're retiring, or they're retiring at slightly younger ages.
Mhm.
They've made their money. They don't want to work anymore. They're too cold in Chicago, New York, Michigan. You know,
Yeah.
it's too liberal in Seattle. Nobody wants to live in San Francisco.
Not enough policemen now.
No, the only person who wants to live in San Francisco is my son and his new wife. But okay, fine.
They like the
left.
homeless people.
No, actually, they live in the Marina area where they're really no homeless. Actually, it's a lovely area. But so you have, you know,
They'll learn. They'll be back.
I don't think so. I think they're there long term, and they love it there. It's fine. So New York, Chicago, they're all moving here. They're, you know, they're late 50s, early 60s. They've made their money, and they have the cash. So they're selling their small, cramped home in New York, in Scarsdale, New York, where they're paying $80,000 a year
Wow.
for a little 3-bedroom apartment, you know, or condo or house, and they're moving here where the taxes are $10,000 a year for a $5 million home, or $15,000 a year for a $5 million home. It's
So
way
they're saving
easier.
money by moving here and getting
Right.
better weather.
They
And
get better weather, better taxes. They go move, you know, move in the summertime to a little lake house in upstate New York, Michigan.
One
Chet, do you
question.
appreciate where you live?
Oh yeah, one question I have is, what city do you think is going to have the next blow up, like how Phoenix did
Great
in terms of real
question.
estate? Do you think it's maybe be like Albuquerque? I don't know.
Could it be Gilbert? Could it be Chandler?
Well,
It's
Gilbert
probably-
and Chandler are already really hot.
Well, I consider
Yeah.
that in the Phoenix like
Yeah.
metropolitan area. I'm talking like probably in a different state, or like in a more outside of the Phoenix metro area.
So different state.
Not necessarily different state if they think it would be like Flagstaff or Tucson or something, but I feel like there's a big trend of people moving from the colder climates towards the warmer ones. Like
Right.
they're predicting, like I think 10 million more people are going to move from the northern US to the southern states in the next like 2 decades. So it's like the real estate prices in the southern states are going to keep just going up like crazy.
They're going, well, Florida, you know, Florida's been popular for a long time, mainly people from the East Coast. You know, New Yorkers, New Jerseyers going down.
They go to
Yeah.
Florida.
Well, now a lot of
That's- yeah.
Chicagoans and Seattle people too.
Right, but they're
Yeah,
more
moving down
likely.
south.
They're more likely to come here.
Yeah.
What about Californians? Are they coming here?
Oh, in droves.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
In
Really?
droves, in droves.
Yes.
I have one client who's a very dear friend now.
Mm-hmm.
Met him in an open house 10 years ago. I've now done 23 transactions
Wow.
for this one client, including his mother, his brother-in-law, his sister,
Okay,
his
so not
son.
just him.
Not just him.
Okay.
But
I was like, he's got
but they're
23
all-
houses in
yeah.
Wisconsin.
But they're all,
That's
they're all-
overkill.
Yeah, they're all Californians coming this way.
Yeah.
So, and that's the point. I've got lots and lots of Californians.
Well, I can see why. I just met you through Renee, who's my best friend since I've been a little girl, and I already love you. I can already
Well,
see
thank you.
why.
Thank
I
you.
can see
To
all
answer
her clients
It's fine.
become her
We-
friends.
we-
question,
do have a great
what's the next glow up? And it's already happening. I'm actually considering opening up an office in Texas because there
Oh.
is so much going on there. Yeah, I mean, my friends just had tornadoes and things hit, but Texas, that belt, like from,
Mm.
you know, the Longview side, which is eastern Texas, you know, down through Houston. Houston's already really high priced because of technology.
What about Dallas? My brother lives
Dallas there's areas in Dallas that rival Paradise Valley. Like, you know,
there. My brother lives there, and he
multi-million-dollar
built a
plus
house, and he said it's already worth double.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, there's
Um,
old money in Dallas.
Lots of and it's
Mhm.
energy money and things like that. But Austin, great place to live because the climate is a little bit better than Dallas. But also the building restrictions
Mhm.
and are less regulated in Texas than they are in Arizona, California. Not in a bad way. But
Right.
yeah, because you still have international building codes. But
Mhm.
the cities and the municipalities are a little more lax and lenient with building permits and things like
What
that.
about
So-
Hawaii? Because I was recently there.
It's
in
impossible
Maui.
to move and build there.
You
No.
know, it's tough to, because my
Because
husband and I
you've
were
experienced,
developers.
yes.
My husband and I were developers in Hawaii on the Big Island in an area called Kukio. And it was a great place. We did this for 10 years at this private club. We only built there. And I was telling everybody, you know, at lunch that the builder we used was a local builder,
Mhm.
and he only hired local talent and local construction guys. And we had every single piece of property blessed by the local priest prior to breaking ground, which was a great tradition, and we were delighted to do it. Everybody who was local appreciated it. Other companies, you know, would bring groups in from California, Arizona. They didn't fare so well with the local workers because their property wasn't blessed. It's very difficult to build in
It's
Hawaii.
interesting.
It is. It's very difficult to build in Hawaii. You have to import everything.
Mhm.
You know, if you use local builders and local talent, that's great. I tried to source a lot of the furniture we did locally. With Koa wood and with local artisans, which was really lots of fun. But you did have to bring a lot from the States, and it's very expensive, very
Yeah.
expensive and very time consuming.
Well, yeah, and also the property prices in Hawaii are already very high because there's such a high demand. I'm talking about more like a city where the demand isn't very high yet, because we're comparing it to like how
Mhm.
Phoenix was in the 90s or 2000s when you could still get a home here for $100,000. That's now over 500,000.
Right, and one of the problems.
So I think
in Hawaii-
Albuquerque
yeah.
could be the next one.
I mean, Santa Fe. A lot of people are going to Santa Fe, but the other problem with Hawaii is there's still islands, and they're still in the middle of nowhere.
6
Yeah.
hours. to
Yes.
get
So
to.
yes,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so it's really awkward. So people who want to retire to Hawaii, that's great. They have a great time, and then all of a sudden they realize it's an island. I
stuck.
can't go anywhere.
I love that you say that. Because one of my
That's
sisters
right.
was born on Oahu, and my mom was so happy there at first. And they lived in, it's a long story, they lived in Chicago and then they were robbed. And so my, and my younger, no, my older sister was in the home when the robber came in, and they didn't hurt the baby or take the baby, my sister. And so my mom was like, that's it, I'm not living in Chicago.
Wow.
So then they moved to Nebraska and had me. And after a couple of years,
It's too cold.
yes, my mom could not stand the weather, and there was no culture. My mom didn't like that there was no culture. So, and she didn't think it was pretty. I don't know, where I was born, she didn't like it. So then they went to Hawaii, and she was happy there for about 6 years. But then she said she got island fever, and she felt like that she just felt she was trapped and she couldn't go away, and her mom wouldn't fly there. So that's how they ended up here. And my mom's been happy ever since, and I am.
Yeah, I
too.
feel like the only way you could not get island fever is if you move there with like a lot of your best friends or family. That would be the only way. Because if you're not with those people, then you're just gonna start missing them, and then you're gonna wish you were close. But I feel like if you moved there with the right group of people, it'd be awesome.
Well, I was just there with Alice and Cheryl Cooper. I stayed with them on vacation, and I had a great time. But his manager, Shep Gordon, had some kind of health issue, and he had to fly to LA to get health care because they don't have
That's
great
right.
health
As a matter
care.
of fact,
Oh,
one,
yes.
yeah, one
Yes.
of the spec houses
Mhm.
we did was bought by Kelsey Grammer when he was married to his wife Camille.
Mhm.
And Kelsey was out on one of a surfboard one day, and he had a little bit of a medical issue. And shoot, they had to fly him, you know, and he recovered quite well. But they had to fly him from the Big Island to Oahu just to get medical treatment. And it, you know, touch and go. There was no medical treatment on the smaller islands.
Well, even
And
what
even
he
the bigger
needed,
one.
which I can't divulge,
Yeah.
was something bigger than even Oahu.
Right. He had
So
to
he
go
had to
to
go to LA.
Yeah.
So yes, and so now everyone's looking at like, oh wow, can we really retire there because the medical care is not good enough. So Arizona, woo! But don't move here.
Yeah,
we don't need more people.
No, wait a minute. You don't have to move here. It's okay, you can move.
Gabe, something happened to the time. Sorry. Anyway,
We got
have
a few
about 3
minutes left. Yeah.
Okay.
We have 2-3 minutes left. So now to recap everything, what do people need to do to, you know, what the biggest bang for the buck, and the market's good.
Mhm.
Take the wheel here.
People need to, if they want to sell, other than calling Emily and myself and Jefferson, the three of us can work together really
Yes.
well on this one.
Yes.
And people need to focus on good air conditioning. They need to make sure the air conditioners are up to date, new air conditioners, get your roof done, you have a home inspection beforehand, call Jefferson, have him redo your appliances.
And again, we don't have to say.
No.
I mean,
We
I
don't
feel like I
have to
did
do
a
that, yeah.
disservice by saying
Yeah.
it's 60,000. I mean, you
Yeah.
can get an appliance package
Right.
for a regular house for very
I
cheap.
know.
But when I'm
You can
talking,
have
I
fun.
do six. It's like because I'm doing everything very high end,
Mhm.
and I'm also the type of person that I don't buy just one suite of product. I buy what is that product best for that particular application. So
Mhm.
I love.
So it's
Wolf-
customized.
Correct. I
Yeah.
love Wolf ranges. So I would do a Wolf cooktop. I love Le Cornu, but I mean, not a lot of
everybody-
people can afford that.
Or it's
you
not
know,
appropriate for the house.
yeah. Or I'll
So
do
you have
maybe
a
So
one.
do you strictly do high-end remodels then, basically?
No, I told you I'm a money whore. So I will do anything from $150,000 renovation to $1 million plus.
Yeah, sky's the limit, yeah.
Sky's the limit. Whatever somebody wants to do. But so you know, and I'm also not opposed to closeouts. The best time to buy appliances is about August, September, October because they're changing the serial numbers and the model numbers on these new appliances. So all of those become obsolete. So all the showrooms are going to start pulling those and they're going to sell them at closeout prices because there's a horrible thing called URM now, which is Universal Retail Management, which basically leveled the playing field across all these appliance vendors that you can't give discounts for clients like me who buy a lot of product. So it's all there's only very slim margins. American companies still allow, like Maytag, Whirlpool, GE. You can still get those discounted, but anything high end.
How do people find you guys? We're running out of time.
Oh,
yeah.
Once again,
Joyce Lynch, Russ Lyon Sotheby's, 602-722-1668. Emily Cunnington, Russ Lyon Sotheby's.
480-919-3150.
Jefferson Berkeley, RespaceDesigns.com, and the phone number is 877-RESPACE.
let's do another show as soon as we do some more.
Don't keep
remodeling.
carpet in those bathrooms.
Yeah, we're gone.
Save the planet.
We'll do it tomorrow.